Kind of have like a kind of, yeah, when you understand a little bit more about your life and just like the different aspects of it. And so yeah, I wrote this poem in that moment, and it kind of begins like this. You know, I used to escape into stories till I realized the truth's madder than fiction. Like everyone's out here searching for what they're missing, fishing for connection, but the lust keeps us guessing. Or maybe I'm just generalizing, perpetuating a stereotype from an ignorant position. So I'll tell you my story, to which I hope there's no objection. Only lend me your ear till I realize my conclusion. Old enough to understand, but who really wants to understand? Late night worrying about what it takes to be a man, because the people that protected you now need protecting, and the struggle has made you aware of what they're expecting. So you embark on a pilgrimage to do what needs to be done, making the mistake of thinking that you're on a journey of one. Still credit to the man who stands inside the arena, sand beneath his feet with the sun blurring over ya. It makes it all the more sweeter when the clouds begin to form and the only choice you ever had was to be reborn. Some old wounds and bruises we suffer from myself and most personal of abusers, but that's just a perspective because I'm still a young man discovering himself and trying to do what he can. Even when I do accomplish, I don't think I can accept it, jaded to the compliments because I feel like I'm just winging it. I've been given this opportunity, but I've also worked hard for this. Find the light within myself after staring into the abyss with a mind so sharp that it often cut itself. Yet for years I stay stoic, denying help, prison of my own making, where I found myself thinking about how others would judge my choices and disregard the ways I cope with my own vices. Drowning the expectations that I place onto myself. With ambition comes a new desire you create within yourself. She says, you know, you really got to be kinder to yourself. Fall if you must, but learn to pick up yourself. But I get caught up in who everyone else expects me to be. Darren is, I don't even know I'm supposed to be. Really, I'm just thrashing around, waiting for the Lord to guide me. Outside in the rain, praying that He protects me. Then the pitter-patter sounds are followed by a boom. Thunder cracks, the heavens open up and offers me a boon. Live life in harmony, cause it all ends in jeopardy. Bare your soul for all to see, to live for eternity. Truth is, I'm still trying to figure the meaning of love out. Live as the new me, but sometimes the old me stares out. Think self-love is the only way to remove that boundary and live with enough joy to fill up a granary. A lover once asked her beloved, do you love yourself more than you love me? The beloved replied, I can only love you if I have enough love for me. Like an ant, I carry grains of love too heavy for me. But the pain of lost love leaves when the memories fade, and the truth tucks within your soul now has to be repaid. The strings to your heart are made, done unmade. While the love blossomed, your heart's never really the same. Learn to accept the roles given by any other name. So is woe to the vanquished, my heart is hers to claim. Feeling like life and me are really becoming friends, giving me problems then solutions just to make amends. Taught my boys new perspective, now we all grew to be men. Letting go by killing the ego is almost kind of zen. The mind's in a good place, I'm whispering, keep going. But if the heart yearns for home, then whose voice am I following? A friend of mine said it best, the feeling of in-betwixt, where you wake up to old problems you now have to fix. Or you feel an evolution, but you're still the same person. The qualifications only disappear when you finally learn the lesson. How do you deal with these new problems? The answers to keep growing. Feel like I've entered the twilight zone without even knowing. Sitting beneath autumn trees, only for it to start snowing. I had a dream that foreshadowed what's in store for me. My body won't hold me and it finally sets me free. When the mystery of the universe stretches out before me. When I lay down my fears, my hopes and my doubts, and all the important dreams that I thought I couldn't live without. I'll be back in the hut again, underneath my grandma's eyes, listening to her sing, reunited with the dark stop with all the pure laughter gain. Me and my maker, we finally know each other again. All be forgiven before I restart the cycle again. In the end, love is really all that remains. Within the time we're given, try to gather all you can. Suddenly I think I'm finally old enough to understand. Thank you. Thinking about that, and that led to this poem which I titled The Man. And it begins with a Bible quote, and the Bible quote is, in the sweat of your face you shall eat bread till you return to the ground, for out of it you were taken, for dust you are, and to dust you shall return. To dust you shall return. There's no escaping death. When she comes, know it's your turn. God for time to reflect, cause money's still a concern. Life abundant with mistakes, still you live and you learn. But sometimes I feel like the man on the wire, balancing relationships, my mind on fire, trying to be the man that my family require. Got a mother to retire and a house to buy her. And if it's my brother's soul, then I'm the keeper. Spending hours on the phone like, bro, don't be a sheep. We live in a goddess, so you gotta take a leap. Gift of the gap, we don't need a knife to cut deep. So tired, cause the only time I dream is when I'm not asleep. I feel all this pressure to live up to what they tell me I'm gonna be. So I isolate myself. You can't help me, it's on me. Once knew a girl probably did love me, but as we grew closer, my heart felt heavy. Like, how do I explain that I'm trying to build a legacy? And the sense of urgency is because I don't want to be a memory. Seen so many people losing hope in those dreams, little echoes of what should have been, felt in muffled screams. So I live my life in regimes and bounce between extremes. One day I walk around with a smile that redeems. Next I question my life and if it's all what it seems. Like, what's it mean to be a man? Thought from a boy without a father. Where's my true love out from the guy who wants to know if we're ever after? Will God really forgive me? Or problems to be dealt after? After I take what's mine, a true capitalist mentality, awake inside a dream, gotta make use of this opportunity. Know how this world spins, no time for self-righteous scrutiny. Cause nowadays I got loved ones who call and search and needing me. Take a trip to Africa because simplicity breeds peace for me. Torn between a life of obscurity or a life of fame and immortality. In the end, it's about legacy, whether that's locally or globally. Gotta be there for family, no question for a man like me. Love's out there looking for me, so I'm happy to just wait and see. Oh God, an apology will speak when I see him again. For dust I am, and to dust I shall return again. Thank you. So the next poem, this next poem is one I wrote when I was going through a lot of emotional turmoil, let's say. It's one of those poems that you write when you're going through like that, kind of you're overthinking about loads of things, and I try to like kind of capture that in this poem. So it's called Out of My Deeper Heart, and it begins like this. Smile on my face, but tears of a sad clown, as a realization sets in that I carry my family in my back now. Learning that you can't please them all, and it hurts trying. Emotions and constant motion, so I open up my deeper heart and poetry becomes pacifying. Oh simple world, why did you leave me and where have you gone? And why do you feel further away even after everything I've done? Looking at the man in the mirror, the only one who's known me for eternity, wondering, is it because you love me that you expect so much of me? Because when the storms in my mind ruin the garden that holds my soul, you knelt down silently and started collecting the flowers into a bowl. You know, they say admiration is the emotion felt from understanding. So when the applause ceases and the curtains close, would I just be left standing, caught between space and time, seeking something missing, yet missing something left behind? These days, I'm learning to accept the paradoxes within. On romantic walks with myself, salsa dancing in my confusion. Some nights when I felt like I really was nobody, I was feeling overwhelmed, I should have told somebody. Some days feel like I need a factory reset, because I'm balancing poetic tendencies of a capitalist mindset. So my cup overflowed from too much, too young, in an effort not to appear too weak nor too strong. Mind caught in infinite regress, thinking there's so many possible outcomes to address. Constantly strategizing, only to digress, been adapting to function under duress. Now these still waters run so very deep, yet this introspective habit of mine I know I must keep. For in the night I sow, what in the day I reap, and there are miles to go before I sleep, miles to go before I sleep. No, my greatest enemy is still my own ego, ergo I'm telling myself it's not that deep, so let it go. I had strings pulling on me, but now I'm free, like Pinocchio, there are no strings on me. Thank you. Okay, and lastly, to finish out, I have a poem that I called The Dream Cost a Lot. So obviously after all of this turmoil and like thinking, I came to a point of like clarity and realization with myself and the things I'm capable of, and kind of like a triumphant poem I kind of wrote. So it begins like this. You know, sleeping in is free, but the dream costs a lot. So I like to run a few laps at dawn just to let the steam off. Remember, whatever plan you have now will always be ironclad. Remember, the wheel of change turns furiously, so let go or be dragged. But ask yourself, are you awake enough to dream for more? Not all of us were built for this beaten path after all. And the way up the mountain is often slippery. A sweet victory gives up the taste of hardened ivory. Once you made it out the sand pit and the sun hits, you'll sit back like I did that type shit. So fuck comfortably numb, give me a destiny worth shrinking from. One where your family struck dumb, cause they can't foresee the outcome. Tomorrow's a new day, so I'm beating the war drum like ba-dum, 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 till my kingdom come. Thank you very much, guys.
We love you, Jeff. Everyone say, we love you, Jeff.
We love you, Jeff.
What a beautiful way to start the second act. Next up.